Yow! Yow! What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another Yow vlog. It's been a while, and well, I wanted to give you guys an update on what I've been up to, what I'm trying to do, and what's been going on. Yeah. So, before we talk about the future of eXtv, I want to talk about the past of eXtv. When we first started, I've talked about it before, but, I was writing a book about eSports and about how TF2 was an example of what an eSport is, defining eSports. That ended up growing into, being involved in Community Fortress, writing articles for him, interviewing, and then growing into realizing what was going on with, casting TF2 at that point in time and the lack of coverage. And then that, is what launched eXtv. And when we started, it was myself and Bumpasaurus X, a very good friend of mine. And, our videos at the beginning were just produced by me, and we were doing post-produced match casts, and we were on YouTube, having a good time. And I think even from back then, we didn't necessarily have a very clear goal of what it was that eXtv was and what it was that we were trying to do. We were a production company. We were a production company that was doing YouTube stuff, and then we were a production company that was doing live productions, and then we were doing online productions. We were heavily involved in community events, and we were doing a bunch of just different things, being involved in the community. And that was kind of how we were spending our resources and what little time we had. The whole time of eXtv, I've been working full-time in the food industry. And, at certain points in the eXtv career, the length of eXtv so far, my time constrictions were severely limiting on what it was that we were capable of doing. Whether it was me just being present as the figurehead commentator, as the main personality, me being involved in terms of organizing the streams, casters, producers, all this sort of stuff. And Bumpasaurus X as well, which is, kind of probably a new name to a bunch of you guys. He was extremely busy as well, and our business partnership never really took off how it could have. I was always hoping that he would be the cornerstone to my mind in the clouds. I'm an idea man, and I'm thinking of all these things and cool things that we can do, but never really, things that helped us grow as a business or be consolidated as a business. And then, of course, we've had other changes in the last couple of years. I've gone through other personal changes. Evan, my friend Bumpasaurus X, has a wonderful baby girl. And as things continue to grow and the community grew, we also were just, still going 5 different directions. Casting organization, an overall eSports organization, a YouTube organization, volunteer community organization. We were all these different things, and we never really had a super clear business plan. So, the title of this video is a bit of a joke, besides just being a Game of Thrones reference. eXtv is dead has been a refrain, almost not as common as TF2 is dead, but about as frequently. And, what is dead never dies. We've always kind of been on this small scale, and we've always been looking for greater things. And we've just kind of been continuing. And we are going to continue, although what we are is now just basically me. And that's a good thing. Bumpasaurus X, we had a good conversation a couple weeks back, and he's just too busy. He's been busy for a long time, but he hasn't been able to contribute to the business side of eXtv as I wish, as well as, playing Street Fighter with me, getting those videos on YouTube, having more of an impact and really helping me persevere as eXtv. And that's a big factor that just trickles down. But then also our relationship with Lucky Luke is another great talking point. Lucky Luke and Dashner are actually kind of similar comparisons. They're both very, very extremely talented individuals. And when we started working with them, we kind of had this different perspective, this different thing that we were trying to do, these things that we thought we wanted to do. And then as time went on, we discovered that that's not really what I want to do, or what we have going on. There was definitely a time where we were really trying to push post-produced video content, and Lucky Luke was a major part of that. And Lucky Luke bought into our vision, and the top tens couldn't have been what it was without him, as well as the moments of glory. But it is a much better scenario for Luke to be in his own realm, under control of it himself, and continuing to produce that awesome content that he wants to do. Because eXtv had kind of gotten away from it. My heart and soul wasn't in that. We were trying to do other things than just make frag videos or highlight videos. And the other things that we were trying to do, that's what like my passion was. These other things that I had desires to go out and work on. And so, for Lucky Luke and I to split ways, that gives him more strength and lets him do his thing, and lets me do my thing. With Dashner, it's kind of similar in the sense of, what Dashner kind of represents was the possibility of eXtv being a full-scale production house, going to LANs and producing events, producing online streams. And Dashner brought a lot in that category to eXtv, but, we couldn't match him with business plan, time commitment, other people at his skill level, and content for him. Other aspects. eXtv as a live production company, covering all aspects of it, was not really what we wanted to do. And some of this as well is just kind of like life question marks of what do I want to do? What do I want to do? And I do have to be a little bit selfish about it. And there are aspects of this esports world and what is eXtv that I do want to do. But I just really have, it's taken me a while to narrow it down, to simplify things, and we are starting to get at that point. Over the years, and even, I guess this is a good time for me to publicly apologize for it and to talk about it a little bit. The retrospective LAN in Europe, that was an event that I wanted to support, and they reached out to me if I could cast it, and I was like, yeah, I think I should be able to do that. And it was kind of a soft yes. And then my name got battered around with the advertising of it, which I don't blame them. I'm not trying to blame them or shift the blame. It was a soft commitment of mine that I couldn't really follow through on. And we've had other things like that, or other stuff like the UGC coverage, for example, that I've just stepped away from. And some of these are definitely sad examples. The UGC League, for sure, is something that we were a major part of in the community for a long time. We held down that coverage of UGC for quite a few seasons. But in the end, even though we were getting good views on it and stuff, it wasn't what I really wanted to do. I don't want to be responsible for wrangling the production, wrangling the teams, getting all those fine details lined up. And then just trying to turn that into a financial business by myself, with myself at the lead. What I have decided that I want to do in the esports realm is commentary. And that had gotten lost in eXtv. When my own personal resources are devoted to administrative things, publicizing streams, scheduling streams, I could be using what little free time I had throughout the week, just basically to lead up to the one UGC match and the follow-up from it. And it just wasn't enough. And what I would like to do in the esports realm is commentary. And therefore, want to restructure what it is I am doing in order to get the closest to accomplishing that. And so that is, scrapping the post-production, heavy video editing side of eXtv. It is, scrapping most of our commitments as a camera producer for live events and trying to stream these things. It is also minimalizing the amount of effort that I'm putting into the Portland Burnsiders and what we're trying to accomplish with that. And the Burnsiders are still moving forward, and it is still a great organization staffed with a lot of wonderful people. But it's, it is small time right now. We have a team getting together for UGC Overwatch. But besides that, there's not major plans. With minimizing eXtv, maybe Portland Burnsiders will grow into a large organization. It's tough to say, but now there's a lot more freedom in the sense that what eXtv has been minimized to my efforts, and I can either direct those into different things that I was more passionate about, or I could just keep eXtv as simply focused about me as an esports caster, and any of these other ideas that I have, I can launch on their own with a fresh team of people that are interested in doing it with me. So I'm really excited about the change of that. It really helps bring a fresh outlook and perspective to things, and help to motivate me more. Even just the sense of purpose of a Twitch stream. Am I streaming my Twitch gameplay because I want to be a YouTuber and I want to share my personality and have these moments, and do that sort of thing? And that wasn't really what I want to do. I want to be a caster. And now that it's very clear that I want to be a caster, when I'm on Twitch playing games and streaming, it's a bit more casual because I'm just a caster relaxing in my off time, and I'm sharing that with you guys, and we're having a good time. But me being streaming 24/7 is not my goal. My goal is to be a paid, salaried commentator. I want to be a broadcaster for leagues. And, some of that as well, is the difference of eXtv in the past, where we were very, very solely focused on TF2. Then we did start to look towards other things, but in a sense that was kind of betraying what we had set ourselves up as, and it put us in a really weird situation, and we've been dealing with various aspects of that weird situation for years and years and years. And now I just want to change it, where eXtv is my solo produced casting stuff. It's all going to be really casual and lightweight. I decide to cast an ESEA game. It'll be labeled eXtv because that's the branding if there's no other branding available. If it's most suitable to be branded as me. But I'm going to be looking and searching out for careers in the esports world. I wrote just one article recently that was published on ModMic, and wrote that for the Antlion Audio company. ModMic is a wonderful product. They didn't pay me to say that, but I enjoyed writing that article, and I will be looking for other freelance writing work. I'm also definitely looking for esports commentary work, and in order to improve my portfolio and practice, I am going to be casting the Dota Open qualifiers that are happening this week. It's going on for all sorts of different regions, but I am going to be handling some of the North American games. We'll be able to make it to all 4 days and 4 time slots of those qualifiers. So by the time that this video is published, the first one will be kicking off, but it will be a bit of a marathon each of these 4 nights. I'll be hustling home from work on some of these days and jumping straight into the casting, and then just going until matches are done, pretty much. So should be a real fun time. I hope that you guys join me on my Twitch stream there. We'll see how many of those VODs get split up and sent to the YouTube. What is on our YouTube and what's coming more on the YouTube will be interesting. I guess I don't even really want to make promises to you guys. It definitely will be a chunk of good content that I stream on the Twitch, but I'm also not planning on uploading everything that I do on Twitch to the YouTube. So we'll see. I mean, sound off on that, guys. I mean, what you guys would like to see in terms of whether it's just like certain types of Twitch VODs or times of that sort of thing. But I definitely will be streaming a lot more on Twitch, as well as just generally looking for other partners to work with when it comes to commentary. XTV is not in competition with anybody anymore. TFTV, EVLTV, there's a lot of other organizations and other games that I won't bother fishing by name dropping, just to be polite to you guys. But there's a lot of people that I would like to get involved with, a lot of different games that are going on. People have asked me about Overwatch a lot, and I've definitely been playing Overwatch, and I think I would do really well as a commentator for Overwatch. It's a fun game. It's similar to TF2, and I think I can break down the action in a relatable manner. And again, this perspective of XTV, kind of frees me to say stuff like that and to do stuff like that, because it's no disrespect to TF2. I enjoyed being heavily involved in the TF2 community, but it honestly also is very stressful in certain ways on my personality to, take or think I have taken a figurehead role in the community, to try to argue for certain rule sets or things that the community as a whole should do. It's just not a business. It's not what we're trying to do. And there's a difference between analysis and cheerleading and trying to take a very, very active role in that sort of stuff. So it's been a wonderful journey so far. The journey's not over. My impact in the esports world is going to continue. And I hope to just continue to have that positive impact. There's a few other things that I'm contemplating, really pushing and doing hard that would either have a positive impact or would just be a drastic change in roles for me. I mentioned writing esports articles before, but I have also, in the last 15 years, had a lot of creative ideas. Maybe 10 years is a bit more accurate, but a lot of creative ideas for writing that I would like to pursue. So who knows? Maybe you guys will see a movie or a book written by eXtine in the future. Maybe it'll just be hearing my voice talking about esports a whole lot more. But one way or another, XTV has changed once again. And we will be continuing on. Want to give a quick shout outs to people that have helped us out a lot along the ways. Want to shout out Bumpasaurus X, my homeboy, for helping with the website, doing everything that he did. Lucky Luke, of course, one of the most impactful editors for us. Dashner, our greatest live producer. Special shout out to Captain Cool as well. Shout out to Dr. Shadow Puppet, who's helped out over the years. Shout out to Sin, who is now Nisselt and has been killing it. And, I take a little bit of pride in helping that guy get started. And shout out to Duderman for being an awesome commentator and broadcaster and definitely a core part of XTV for many years. Should also shout out Kip and Salamancer. But there's been so many great faces that have come through our doors and been involved with us. And we really appreciate that help over the years. A lot of people have been inspired us to further help and have positive impact on the community. And I definitely see, the lineage of that throughout the community. And, again, take some pride in that. So we're not going anywhere. Hopefully I'm not done casting TF2. Like I said, I'm transitioning a bit more into a gun for hire, wanting to be a paid commentator. But I don't think that TF2 is over, not by a long shot. So I'll wrap things up by shouting out DreamHack Summer, as well as, which just happened, but was a successful event with a weird ending due to conventions, man. Conventions. You gotta kick people out of the exhibitor hall. Huge shout out to the upcoming I-58, 2 months away. And, well, I've secured my passport to possibly get there. I have a hotel reservation there. But I don't know, man. there's possibly some major news in the works that I would love to share with you guys, but nothing is settled. As well as other news locally that might possibly hinder my ability to make it to I-58. So I just don't really know right now. This video turned out way too long, ladies and gentlemen, but I think it's appropriate. So thanks so much for your time. Thanks so much for listening. I'm eXtine, and I will definitely see you guys next time. Peace out!